Hey everyone, it's Bradley Rosa, Executive Director of the Broward County Bar Association. Today I'm excited to have one of our annual sponsors here, Mark Osherow and Kenyetta Alexander from the Osherow PLLC. Welcome, Mark and Kenyetta.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's great to see you.
Thank you for taking the drive from Boca.
Oh, well, it's just a little drive down the highway. Not the first time.
I hear you. Anyhow, so let's get right to it.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about your law firm, the type of practice that you have.
Well, we say, law firms say lots about themselves, and it all just sounds like words until you actually work with the lawyers and see what they're really all about. That's what you actually do and what you say and what you accomplish is what really matters at the end of the day. Not what you publish to the public in your advertising. But this is what I will say. I think we provide a good mix of lawyers who are dedicated to their clients, who have big firm experience, but that practice in a boutique firm. You get to work in our practice with partner level lawyers, not a number of junior level associates. You get it at a big firm, which typically happens. And we handle some pretty complex cases. Not that all of our cases are complex. We have a mix, but we do handle some pretty complex cases. And our practice is mostly in South Florida, but it extends beyond that to other counties and throughout Florida. And sometimes even outside of Florida. Ken, anything you want to add on that?
Yes, I mean, we are very dedicated to our clientele. We're always accessible, whether it's by email, by phone, by text. We pride ourselves in wanting to be accessible, wanting to answer our clients' questions because litigation is very stressful for our clients. And it's not only stressful, but it's expensive. And they want to know what's going on with their cases at every stage, at every step. And we want to provide customer service to them. And being a firm, not just because we're small, but because we pride ourselves in wanting our clientele to understand that we're here for them. Being lawyers, we also provide somewhat of a counseling service as well because clients get stressed out because the law is it's a nuance, and they want to understand what's going on with their case. They want to understand why we file certain documents. They want to understand the arguments that we make. They want to understand motions that we file, and they just want to have certain type of peace of mind that we are advocating appropriately for them, that we're taking the appropriate stance for them, and that we're there for them. And Mark and I really pride ourselves on that, and making sure that our clients feel comfortable at every stage of the case.
So you're talking to me a little bit about culture, but you still haven't told me about the areas of practice that you can help people.
So the areas of law that we practice is pretty broad. I would say we do business commercial litigation, but that encompasses a lot. So we do labor and employment law, we do real estate, construction law, probate litigation, we do partnership disputes, we do any type of business disputes. When people have disputes between corporations, whether it's a corporation having disputes with a person or a person having a dispute with a corporation. So, it's a very broad sense, but it's also very narrow as well because, we don't do personal injury. We don't do family law. We try to keep our practice to a very specific type of law so that we can concentrate and make sure that we are up to date on the law on all the cases that we take on, but we are very knowledgeable in the law of the practice areas that we take on, and we make sure that we take certain CLEs every year. We make sure that we're involved with the Florida Bar. We make sure that we're involved with associations like yourself, so that we can take CLEs that are offered by associations like yourself. So we try to make sure that even though our practice is kind of broad-based, it's very narrow as well.
So for all of you that don't know, CLEs are continuing legal education, so they stay up to date on the newest trends in the law.
Correct.
So I heard you mention real estate. Talk a little bit about real estate. Is that mom and pop want to sell their house and you help them, or is that larger transactions or a mix?
I'll let Mark answer
Well,
that.
Our real estate practice is really, I think what Kenyetta was getting at, is real estate litigation.
Okay.
So cases involving, for a while, they were real estate fraud type situations. If you recall, that was a major thing going on in various. So we did a fair number of those cases. Cases involving escrow accounts. Cases involving real estate broker commissions. But it's mostly a litigation type of contract-based litigation.
Are you saying brokers try to get more percentage rate, more money in their pocket?
No, well, that does happen. Obviously, that does happen. But what usually happens in the kind of cases that we mostly see, and it's not necessarily just in real estate. It happens in other industries as well. As you know, real estate agents are compensated on a percentage, and so if they sell a property, they get a percentage of the deal. What happens on occasion is a broker or an agent will be excluded from a deal that they brought in. In other words, they put the parties, a willing buyer and seller, together, and somehow they find out that the deal happened and they weren't part of it.
Are you saying that there was a greedy other agent that kept the entire...
Either another broker or agent that was greedy, or
That doesn't happen.
Sometimes it could be the owner. It could be the owner that's involved and doesn't want to pay a commission for some reason to a certain company, or got a better deal from somebody else later on.
So any realtors out there that got burned by their broker, these are the folks you need to talk to.
Well, yeah, that's another kind of litigation where agents leave their company and don't get compensated against their own brokers, but that's far less common.
Okay, and then in terms of probate, these are larger cases with large estates?
Yeah, we don't. We have somebody that we work with that does administration of estates, and that's when you go into court and you have to file all the paperwork to show the court what the assets are and do an accounting and distribute the assets. We get involved in that to some degree, but the primary reason we would get involved in a probate case if it's disputed, where there are multiple beneficiaries and they're fighting over the assets of the probate or the assets of the deceased person.
Sure. And then you talked about business litigation. Seems like you're heavily involved in that. Is that like business divorces, that sort of thing?
Yeah, that's business divorces between considering. I mean, that's like the main. Other than construction litigation, those are probably our two main areas of our practice. I'd say there are three. Trade secrets, which is an area of employment law, is also a major area for us. But in the business litigation, and that falls to us under business litigation, but a lot of the disputes are where owners of a limited liability company known as an LLC have a falling out. They either do or don't have an an operating agreement, and sometimes one of the owners has control of everything and tries to exclude the other, or they just are fighting over the assets or how they're distributed, or one of the members feels the other members are either taking too much salary, taking assets in the company that they're not entitled to, or some other kind of a dispute. But these are all the kinds of things. It could be an LLC, or it could just be a corporate dispute where they're shareholders. It's usually what are known as close corporations, which are smaller companies where they're almost like family divorces. You know, they're sometimes they're relatives that are in business. Very often they're relatives.
Are relatives more difficult than when it's just partners that became partners in business?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know if I'd say it's more difficult. It just can be more complex
Because of relationships,
because of
right?
the relationships between the people, and you know those types of people when they come to you, you know they're not always that savvy. Sometimes they are very sophisticated business people, but sometimes they're not, and they set up this company trusting somebody, a relative or a business partner or a friend, and then they've made a lot of money, and for one reason or another, and it doesn't work out, and one of them thinks they did all the work and is entitled to everything, and the other one did nothing, or that's just the typical
Sure.
type of scenario, and the truth is usually somewhere else. Neither party is usually entirely correct in their evaluation. Sometimes they are, and they come to you, and one of the parties comes to you, and they really haven't worked with lawyers that much. Sometimes it's because they haven't worked with lawyers; they don't even have an agreement with the other partner, and you know you got to figure out what to do to
Wow.
extract the parties from the situation. And there are statutes that deal with that, but it can get complex.
So, Kenyetta, tell us a little bit about what area of law do you focus in on at the firm, or do you touch all of these
I
areas?
touch all of these areas. You know, the great part about it is because, you know, Mark and I work very closely on, I would say, 98% of the cases. You know, there are some cases that are brought in that Mark will work exclusively on, and there are some cases that are brought in that I will work exclusively on. But for the most part, we work on all of the cases together. So there's very few cases that we don't work on together. So
We also have three of counsel lawyers that are, in a sense, when we work on the cases with them, they're like a partner with our firm. So one in particular, we've done a number of cases with, and we have a very interesting referral relationship where she'll refer us something, and then we'll work on it together. And so we like to, and that's part of like the mentoring that we like to do with other lawyers. So we've had a number of situations where we've mentored a less experienced lawyer who wants to be a litigator, or sometimes they might be a corporate lawyer or a probate practitioner, but they really want to learn commercial litigation, and they're getting a number of cases in that area, but they don't have the same level of expertise or specialize in that area the way we do, and they'll work with us in a way where we'll do part of the case, they'll do part of the case, and it works out as a very good relationship. So we've had that type of relationship with a number of other lawyers. It's helped us build our firm. And it's also rewarding seeing other lawyers progress through the work they've done with us.
So, Kenyetta, you had earlier alluded to kind of touched on firm culture, and it seems like you're really focused on keeping your clients apprised and you know, really just keeping them informed. So, talk a little bit more about that, elaborate about that firm values and cultures.
well, you heard Mark talk about some of the complexities of the various cases that we're involved in, and the areas of law that we practice in. And because of those complexities, and like I said earlier, the importance of keeping our clients informed, and they're wanting to stay involved with the cases at every stage and every step of the way. You know, we have documents coming in constantly throughout the day. We are paperless, so we keep everything electronic. We have a wonderful paralegal that Mark and I have had on and off for the last 20 years or so. So she maintains and ensures that all of our clients receive every document that is filed with the court. She also ensures that she receives any documents that, any letters or anything like that is received from opposing counsel. She ensures that any letters or documents that we file on behalf of the client is sent to the client, so the client stays up to date on the status of the cases. So the the culture of our firm is to make sure that our clients are informed, and that's very important to us, so the client doesn't feel like we're taking their money and not doing what we're supposed to do. And ensuring that they maintain a certain amount of trust in us, to that we're doing what we told them we would do at the onset of retaining us. We also do conference calls with our clients via Zoom, so they can see our faces. They can understand better about the status of their cases. Sometimes we, do letters or emails to our clients, to whether it's to inform them of the status of the case, or just to do a follow-up from a conference call with them. So it's very important for us, as a firm, to make sure that they stay informed about their cases. And if they have a problem, they have a question, they have an issue, we get sometimes clients that they're not upset at us. They're upset about the situation. They're upset because they're having to spend money. They're upset at the opposing party. So we try to keep them happy as best as we can, and appease them and keep them calm. And to do that is to keep the lines of communication open.
So important.
Very important.
So important.
Can I add? I'd like to
Yeah,
add to
please.
that. One of the most important things that I see is clients. Well, this is from a concept from mediation, but it's self-determination. And a lot of clients, whether they're sophisticated business people, or just individuals, you want to make sure they have a sense of self-determination. We frequently get the feeling, I don't know about frequently, but occasionally we get the feeling that the clients are wary, that they're not going to be, like they're turning something over to you, and they're losing control of the situation. And you asked about what sets us apart, and I really, when I'm sitting here thinking about it, I think that's really it. We really make a concerted effort every day to make sure that our clients feel that they are in the loop, that they understand what's going on, that they get to participate in the process. We're not just throwing a decision out there that they have no clue about why it's being made. Sometimes we have fairly complex matters, and it can be difficult, but to the best of our ability, we always try to keep those lines of communication open so that the client sees what's unfolding before their eyes. And it's a very difficult process. I mean, many of our clients who've been through a trial process with us, they can't appreciate what really goes on until they've been through it. It's like you can't really fully understand it until you've done it and you've been there. And we do our best, even under those circumstances, to make sure our clients understand what they're getting involved in, what the risks are, what the potential benefits are, what the upside is, and what the downside is. And because of that, I think we have a very high success rate in assisting our clients to make good decisions in their cases.
So from your clients, I know that you're heavily involved in the community and you're involved in the bar world. You were talking about Florida Bar as well as local voluntary bars,
Right.
the Broward Bar, South Palm Beach Bar. So tell us a little bit about some of your other community involvement. Maybe you're involved in some charities too, or other organizations.
Kenyetta does a lot of stuff, so I'll let her tell us about all the good things she's done, and then I'll chime in with some things as well.
Yes, I was chair of the ADR committee for the Palm Beach County Bar Association for the 2021-2022 year. It was good but challenging because I don't practice ADR, but
Oh, wait. How did that happen?
Well,
How did that happen?
I practiced
How did
it.
that happen?
I mean, they asked and I got called upon and I said this is going to be a challenge, and I didn't say no. I
Okay.
said yes. So,
And I
you know, when
understand
I
you've been invited back to
and
do it
I've been
again.
invited back to do it again. It was a very successful year. I learned a lot. I got to use the platform to not only, you know, push forward the importance of ADR. We put on 4 ADR programs throughout the year, but we also went outside the box and put on a mental health seminar
You
that
spearheaded that, headed that.
yes, that involved, coping beyond COVID and how it has affected mental health. I am, a advocate of mental health among attorneys and wanting to ensure that attorneys know that mental health is a disease, and that there are people out there that support lawyers who have mental health issues, and wanted to provide them the place to go to hear, you know, specialists to provide them information on mental health as well as suicide prevention, and resources that are provided by the Florida Bar, as well as the state of Florida, that some of them are even free to lawyers. And so that was a very big moment for me, and as well as the ADR committee and the young lawyer section that helped me present that CLE. And so that was a very big reward for me. I was also awarded the Women of Distinction by the March of Dimes in 2021. They've asked me to be on the committee that chooses the new Women of Distinction for 2022.
Great.
Yes, yes. I'm also on the advocacy board of Camelot Community. They help to join foster children in Broward County with foster parents. So we help support the board of Camelot to advocate in the community to help find foster parents for foster children. And that's also a big part of my heart too, because I once was a guardian ad litem as well as an attorney ad litem. So those are a few things that I'm involved in the community.
Well, I can affirm or confirm that COVID definitely impacted the legal world big time. I mean, everyone, right? But I mean, for all of us being locked up in your house and Zooming, for CLE programs or for trials and hearings, it literally drove us bonkers. I mean, I hate to
Yes.
say that, but I mean, it was hard. It was trying to figure out how to de-stress from being home alone or just with your family, your crew all the time,
Yes.
24/7.
We were actually involved in the first Zoom trial. It was a non-jury trial in Miami-Dade, and there were so many exhibits involved that they couldn't get them all in their system the first
Wow.
time around, and we had to delay the trial so that everything could be electronically handled so we could move forward. So it was kind of an interesting experience.
Something else.
Yeah.
Did you want to add something, Mark?
Well, I'm a board certified business litigation attorney. I've been recertified 3 times since 2006, I believe, and I've done, I don't know, some things. We're sponsors of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I've done many things with the Florida Bar, stemming from being board certified. I served on the Business Litigation Certification Committee. I was chair of that. I served on the board that oversees all the certification areas, the Board of Legal Specialization and Education, 2 terms. I was a past president of the South Palm Beach County Bar, and I've been involved in this bar for many years. I was, asked to chair some committees some years ago, and unfortunately, I was my practice, or at least our location. I mean, I view our practice as being in our heads for the most part, but was moving back towards Boca for our office, and it would have been really hard for me to do. But now with Zoom and doing things with Zoom, we're not
I just
really
want to
limited as
correct
much.
you. Boca is North Broward, all right?
Okay, I got that. Well, there we go. That's why
Yeah.
we've decided to increase our visibility through
Yeah.
this with this bar association, because we are involved down here.
So Kenyetta and Mark, tell me about your, is it a curious engagement, how you all got connected? I hear there's a great story.
I'm going to start this story. So, and I don't know if Kenyetta knows what I'm going to say, but what attracted me to Kenyetta originally was we were hiring a law clerk, and she was honest, and I liked that very much about her. She said, I did really poorly my first year of law school, and I got my stuff together, and since then I pulled my act together, and I've done really well, and you really should hire me, because I've overcome some difficulties, and I've done well, and that spoke to me. So we had her in, and that was that, and she became a valuable member of our firm's team at that point in time, and we stayed together for many years after that.
Wow. Let me hear your side of that, Kenyetta. Please, I'm
No,
curious.
It's actually very true. I did not do well.
Sorry, I probably
No.
shouldn't have said that.
I will tell the story. I'm very humbled by it. I did not do well my first semester of my first year of law school, and I will not hide that fact. It has humbled me to who I am today. But I had
Well,
one
something about
great.
that before you go on. There's something going to be happening that I don't know you can talk about yet. That's going to be kind of ironic.
Well, that's not fair. You can't say, this, I can't tell you. Come
Yeah, but I
on,
don't
you
know
can't
that
do
I
that.
don't know that you can talk about it yet, because it hasn't been finalized yet. But there's a big announcement hopefully coming out
All
for
right.
Kenyetta about an involvement she has in Broward County. But I don't know if it's public or if it's been approved yet. So I don't know what we can talk about it. But I think
You heard it here first,
Yeah.
people.
So, but I don't know if she can talk about it yet. So I probably shouldn't say that. But I think when it, in light of what she just said, it'll be kind of ironic when it
I
happens.
have no idea what he's talking about. Do I know?
Yes, of course. It has to do with an appointment that you're going to receive.
Oh,
Hopefully.
Florida bar appointment, perhaps.
I can't say what it is.
I have no idea what that.
I don't know.
What that means.
You want me to whisper in your? Of course you know.
I do not.
Yeah, you do. You're gonna be
Anyway.
like, oh, you're gonna go, oh yeah, when I,
I
say
do not.
what it is.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, I'll see you at Florida bar meetings.
Okay. Oh, I have no idea what he's talking about. Anyway, so I bombed my first year, and I had a very supportive dean at the time, and I had a wonderful professor who supported me and worked with me to help me overcome. Who helped me overcome.
Mark is so bad, people. Let me tell you.
No, I'm not going to say that.
No.
Who helped me overcome my downfall, my first semester, and I helped me to overcome and just do a 180. And from there, even though I bombed my first year, I really had to work hard the remaining of my law school time to really even get to the middle, just because the first semester is so important. But anyway, and because of bombing my first semester, I couldn't go into those big law firms that were hiring, the top tier students. And Mark had his own firm previously, and they were hiring a law clerk. And I said, all I can do is just go in there and be honest And that's what and lay the cards on the table, and that's what I did. And
And here we are 20 years later.
yeah,
So.
almost 20 years later. And Mark, I don't know, he saw something in me, and he took me under his wing, and I became his law clerk, and then I took the Florida bar, and I became his associate, and we worked together for 7 or 8 years. And he taught me how to be the most professional, civil, and ethical lawyer. He taught me how to write professionally and how to write, the best arguments. And I am the lawyer I am today because of him. And then I got a big head.
That's very kind.
And I said, oh, I don't need him anymore.
That's not true.
And then I went to other firms. And
That's not really why. Whatever.
it is.
It is? Okay.
And
all right.
And I had to learn on my own and learn to appreciate him. And
I thought you did already appreciate me.
I did, but
Sometimes it's right there in front of you.
It is, and I had to learn how to appreciate him even more. And I called him one day, very upset, and he said, "What can I do?" And I said, I need some help. And he said, "Let me think about it, and I'll call you back the next day." And he offered me a partnership, and I couldn't refuse it. And so here we are.
How long have you been a partner with him now?
It'll be 2 years in July.
Wow.
And, there's not a day that goes by that I'm not grateful for the opportunity that he provided to me. I talked about our clientele, and, I want our clients to know that, Mark and I are just not partners. We're very close friends, and we talk about all of our cases. There's very few decisions that are made that we do not discuss together. I think that's very important. We are very honest with each other. We're very open. We disagree on things, but we do come to...
We do? You usually say, yeah, I agree.
No, that's not true.
And then I'll say, that doesn't sound like you really agree. And then she'll go, well, and then we'll go from there.
Now you know it's, it's not fully agreeing there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But we discuss everything, and we make a decision together, and we move forward, as a team. And I think that's very important for our clients to know that, you don't necessarily get with big firms, but with our firm, you get, Mark, who has 33 plus years, and myself, who this month is 15 years. And we've been with big firms and small firms, and we come with all of that combined. And we work really hard to share that and, give all of that experience to our clients. And it's very important for us, as a team to always come together and, do the right thing and make the best decisions. And we work really hard at that.
Wow. Well, the greatest tribute that you could give another lawyer is to say that they're a great mentor.
And you know what, Mark? Really, mentoring for Mark is very, very important. And he has not only mentored me, but he has mentored many, many other attorneys and continues to do that.
Thank you.
It is very special for him to continue to give back to other lawyers. I have heard from many other lawyers how important and how much they have appreciated his time, his effort, his energy to mentor them. And you don't get that from a lot of lawyers because they don't take the time to sit down and talk to other younger lawyers and help them with a case or personal issue or whatever is going on with their life. But he does, and he still does with me. even till this day. So it's something that is very unique and very special about Mark, and I think that he brings that to the table as well, not only as a person but as an attorney.
That was very sweet of you to say.
You're welcome.
So to my friend, incoming president, Mr. Gary Lester, interested in mentorship, you're up there in Palm Beach. Mark
Very well.
Mark is available.
Yes.
If you need some kind of chair or something,
If you don't mind, I just want to make a couple of comments.
Yeah, please.
First of all, this is just out of left field, but it's something I like to, when I speak, I always like to bring up. Living here in Florida, there's a very high incidence of skin cancer, and people need to get checked out regularly for that. I've had a few. I had surgery on my face for it, and fortunately, I'm very diligent about checking for that. But people with any kind of thing, health problem, they want to be in denial about it, and the skin can cause really bad things to happen if you don't take care of it. So be mindful of that. There was something else I wanted to mention, and now I don't remember what it is because I've started talking about a totally off-topic
on a
subject.
tangent.
Oh, I know what it was. I think as a lawyer, it's really important as you progress in your career to find a passion for something outside of your law career. And I think that you need to find something that you love to do, that you look forward to, whether it's a lot of people love to travel, so that's a great one, but I don't really think that can be the only one. It has to be. For me, I've taken up scuba diving. I did it for many years. I kind of dropped it, but for a variety of reasons, I've really gotten back into it, and now it's like my passion to do it.
It's cathartic for you?
Yes, very much so. And I've come to believe that every lawyer needs to have that because of the type of, especially if you're a litigator and the kind of work we do and the stress that we can be under. And, our time is often not our own. It's dictated by factors beyond our control, that kind of thing. It's really important to have something outside of law.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree. I've taken up equestrian. So I do horseback riding once or twice a week. So that's my outlet. So when he does,
you really like it, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
So when he does his diving,
You're out there.
I'm out there
riding the horse.
Riding the horse. When he does his diving, sometimes during the week I cover. When I do my horseback riding, he covers. So. We have that mutual understanding. We just need that time for ourselves, and that's a, it's a mutual respect amongst ourselves. And he kept telling me for many, many months, you need to find something for yourself. You need to find something for yourself. And I finally one day it clicked, and I've been doing it for several months now, and I love it. And he got back diving, and he loves it. So, like I said, it's a mutual respect amongst each other. And he says, I'm going diving, and I say, I go on horseback riding, and there's no, when will you be back, or we got this to do. It's, okay, what do I need to cover while you're gone? It's just, I know it's a need, especially when it deals with your mental health and our stress levels as attorneys, and especially with us as being partners and running our own firm, it's a must. You got to get out there and just decompress. I get on the horse and I ride, and it's just me, the horse, and the wind and the air. And I don't think about cases. I don't think about anything but how I get this horse to jump, or how do I get this horse to stop.
You're not going to be answering your phone.
And I'm not answering my phone or text messages or emails. And, you know, I don't even look at my phone when I'm driving. I don't even look at my phone when I get back in the car. I wait till I get home and then I look at it. So,
Well, I haven't figured out a way to answer the phone underwater yet, but
It's coming.
I mean,
No.
there is a way. There is a way, but that's way advanced.
but-
Too expensive.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely a necessity, and I learned that through our mental health seminar. So you know, if like you said, if you're out there and you don't have an outlet, find it. You know, the smallest things: painting, swimming,
That's a great one, painting. Or art, some kind of art.
some
but
kind of art.
Writing, people write.
Yeah, writing something. There's so many things to do here in South Florida.
Sports of various types. Yeah.
Exactly. But we've got to find that, because there's too many of us lawyers losing ourselves and not finding our way back. And there's too many of us, you know, hurting ourselves and hurting our families. And there's too much that we could be doing to better ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. I work out, weights, cardio. I mean,
Yes.
I guess
Sure.
that's kind of typical, but that helps me burn off that anxiety or energy, the bad energy that.
I
Definitely.
used to do a lot of cycling outside, and I've during COVID. I used to do the Peloton on some bikes at the gym, and then I eventually COVID hit, and I bought one for the house,
Sure.
and I'm really into that.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great outlet as well.
It is a great way to just burn off that stress. So, well, any final thoughts, my friends?
Well, you know, the final thought I have is we just strive to have a high level of professionalism, and we'd like to see that the bar associations, particularly this one, are focusing on professionalism and working with lawyers to get the word out, how to treat their colleagues. And that's really important.
Very crucial. And actually, when we're done with this, I'll talk to you about a program we're working on with the chief judge.
Oh, terrific.
Very good.
Glad to hear that.
Well, thank you for making the drive. We value you. I had a great time actually learning all about you personally.
Thank you.
Yeah, scuba diving and horseback. So makes you that whole person. So thank you.
It
Yeah,
does.
I think it's good that when I meet new lawyers, and especially younger lawyers, but it could be, I always try to learn a little bit about the person. Try to establish a connection.
It's important.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you.
Definitely. It was wonderful.
Really enjoyed it.